Kane is the highest goal scorer in the North London derby. Heung-min's Son has 10 goals to his name in the Premier League, the equivalent to what Arsenal have in the whole of their Premier League campaign this season, and we are sitting pretty at the top of the league once again for the third weekend running. We, ladies and gents, are living lavish and North London is white. Welcome to another episode of Hollie's Hotspurs, and yes, I'm very happy on this fine Sunday evening because Tottenham have just won against Arsenal at home with fans back in the stadium 2-0. If you're new to the channel, please remember to like this video, comment you thought of the game below. I'm hoping of all good lovely stuff, and hit that subscribe button. We are 5 subs off of 600, and I tell you what, Christmas is fast approaching, so if you are new, please hit that sub button. Now, this game, there was a lot of rumours, there was a lot of players that were going to be out. This included Hugo, who's potentially had COVID, which obviously was a rumour. There was Toby, whether he'd be fit for the North London derby. And then there was Kane, also that he picked up an injury. Well, this, ladies and gents, is a full Jose shithousery moment. The man has played bluff games again, because tonight, Jose mind games are in full force. All 3 started in the lineup. Let's take a look at the lineup. We had Hugo in goal, Serge Aurier in right back, a combination in centre back partnership of Toby and Dyer with Reguilon out in the left. We then had the man of the moment, which was Højbjerg, the man that does everything in the middle of the park, whether that be blocking or breaking down the play. We then had Sissoko to be able to cover Serge Aurier when he has those darting runs, doubling up on players on the wing. We then saw Lo Celso slot in for Tanguy. Tanguy apparently wasn't well this morning, so Lo Celso slots in, so I thought today would be the day to see if he's really all about it. And then we see a 3 up front of Bergwijn, Son and Kane right at the top. And to be honest, I was quite impressed with this lineup. Considering all the rumoured injuries and health issues, this was a pretty decent lineup. I was a bit nervous on Bergwijn. Obviously, earlier in the week when I went on the COYS.com podcast, I said that his fitness was lacking. But today, you couldn't really tell. I thought he did really well at tracking back and all the good stuff. On the bench, we had Davies, Roden, Winks, Bale, Lucas and Vinicius. Again, it was another strong backup on the bench. Game kicks off and it's a North London derby. It's great to see the fans back in the stadium, especially to be home for today. I was very jealous for everyone that went today. It must have been an amazing occasion and obviously a great game to come back into the stadium for. First minute in, it was feisty as we all kind of knew it was going to be. Xhaka gives away a foul on the edge of the box. Who steps up to take it? Dyer. Doesn't really come to match because he skies it like a try. On the 5th minute though, Kane does a foul and this allows Arsenal to have a chance in on goal from a free kick out in the wide position. Willian whips it in. It was a pretty decent cross to be fair, but we managed to deal with it okay and it doesn't really come to anything once again. Obviously, I've always said I feel a lot happier when Dyer is stood next to Toby, but I thought today he seemed a little bit shaky, especially from the off. There was a few wayward passes. One of them, I think he touched it too heavy back to Lloris, and Lloris had to try and do his best to make sure it didn't go out for a corner. But as the game carried on and he realised he had Toby next to him and all the other players that were around him, it kind of eased off a little bit and he was okay. 10 minutes in, Arsenal have an okay attack. Ball in from Bellerin that whips in. Stevie manages to clear this one and it then falls to Saka. Saka kind of lashes at it and it just goes straight over. On the 13th minute, which is unlucky for some, it wasn't unlucky today because take a look at this. Oh my days, the bloody whippage on this bad boy is majestic. I'm telling you right now, it was a majestic whippage. Just like to highlight the way that Kane manages to bring this down, spins, finds the run of Sonny, and at the moment this is happening week in, week out. Kane and Sonny are just in sync. They're like 2 peas in the pod. They know each other where each other are at all times. Kane passes it to Sonny. Sonny's out wide. He drives for a little bit, cuts in. It sees that there's a lot of gap and space in front of him. This is where the magic happens. He whips that ball in. He has a shot, the ball just flies in, and you know this one's going in as soon as it's left his foot. It's a beautiful goal, shall we say. And if I was in that stadium, I'd have to stop myself from running on. That was immense. And obviously, it puts us 1-0 in front, which is good stead for us. This is obviously his 10th goal from the Premier League. And like I said at the start of this video, that is the same amount of Arsenal goals they have scored this whole campaign. So Sonny and Kane, the link-up play is phenomenal. And boys, you're really doing it for us. Now, throughout this game, there was a mini duel going in the middle of midfield. And that was between Højbjerg and Lacazette, who I like to call Lacabooby. Both were niggling at each other, and to be honest, I think Højbjerg was getting the better of him. You can see how frustrated he was, Højbjerg being there 24/7 pretty much. I think Højbjerg once again has put another amazing shift in. Talking of duels, I think the whole of the Arsenal team felt that they needed to kebab Kane 24/7, saying that we also did our fair share of kebabbing throughout the game, but I think it kind of, with the nature of the game and the occasion, that was always going to be inevitable. Again, on the 26th minute, we're on the counter-attack again. Reguilón puts a lovely ball in from the edge. It's well defended. It falls to Højbjerg. I think the crowd kind of shout at him to shoot. He shoots first time. It rockets straight at Leno. Well saved. It's pretty much straight at him. Although we looked very strong on the counter-attack, and we did look very compact at most of the time in the first half, there was a moment of magic from Arsenal when Partey managed to get away. He beats Højbjerg, passes it through to Aubameyang, but Sissoko, the man you wouldn't normally think of, manages and forces him to shift the ball to make a back heel, allowing the attack to slow down, meaning that the ball that then comes in is probably not the best ball that could have been if Sissoko didn't force Aubameyang to back heel it. And then the kind of attack kind of fizzles out. So again, Sissoko with some great minded defended play and forcing Aubameyang to go the way that he necessarily didn't want to go. I've always said in previous videos as well, I think at the moment why we're so compact and drilled, I think it's because it's Jose's way, and I also think it's Ledley King coming in. I think he's managed to make sure that back line knows exactly what they're doing, and I think everybody on the pitch knows exactly what they're doing, compared to an Arsenal team that I don't think really have a clue what everybody's role is. Everybody was putting a shift in. You see Sonny coming back to defend really well. You see Kane doing that. He does that week in, week out. The man's a machine. And you also see Bergwijn putting a good shift in defensively as well. I said towards the end of the first half, there was a lot of balls coming into our box, but we managed to defend it very well. But near the end of the half, a moment of magic happens. Take a look at this. Oh yes, on the 44th minute, we go 2-0 in front. It literally comes from nothing. Again, it's amazing defending from a back line. Serge Aurier, I'm going to give a special mention to again. I gave one to him last week, and this week, it's more the same. Okay, he has moments of madness where he does do stupid things. I think he's ironing those out slowly but steadily, and they're finally diminishing. But today he manages to realise there's a player at back post. He managed to nick in, gets it first, and the ball he plays through to Lo Celso is just, I loved it. He manages to split those three apart straight away, take them out of the game, find Lo Celso drives, finds Sonny. Sonny knows where Kane is, picks it to Kane, and literally Kane's in a very tight angle here, but he manages to smash it, hits the bar, goes in. We're 2-0 up at home with fans in the North London derby. Oh, it's a beautiful Sunday. That goal, like I said at the start, that goal puts Harry Kane in the highest goal scorer in the North London derby competitions ever. And it's half time and we're sitting pretty promising. Yes, I thought Arsenal got into the game a lot more at the end of the first half. But like I said, possession doesn't win you games. Being clinical does, and that's something we have upped in our game. I would have never said that at the start of last season. Never ever. Clinical was not our vibe. Now I think it's slowly becoming our nature. We're a team that are well drilled. Them, not so much. Then we kick off for second half. 46th minute, Reguilón gives away a free kick. The ball is whipped in from Saka, who steps up to take it. An Arsenal player gets a head on it, but Hugo is down on the deck really quick and manages to save it and pull it into him. Then I felt Arsenal played quite well in the second half. They just couldn't break through us in the final third. Højbjerg and Sissoko just work in tandem. Those two hunt in a pack. Sissoko's the man that tries and covers Serge Aurier, but I think them two together have an understanding that I think we've needed in a very long time. They both kind of do very different roles. I think Sissoko manages to try and protect Serge Aurier, and Højbjerg's just a beast in the middle of the park, just to break everything up, and does a brilliant job at it. So again, I thought Højbjerg and Sissoko played quality. On the 67th minute, I thought Arsenal were going to nip one in the back of the net. When another ball is whipped into the box, and I must give credit to Arsenal, I thought their deliveries into the box were okay, but I think we just defended them so well. But this one comes in, it finds the head of Lacazette, he pings it towards the goal, but Hugo is ready on his reflexes, reacts quickly and palms it out. It's another great save, and I've been saying this for a long time. Hugo, at the moment, doesn't necessarily have a lot to do in regards to having to make saves all the time, which we used to kind of see a lot of. Now it's more divided up, if that makes sense. Rather than having shot after shot after shot, it comes at times when you think he might be caught off guard, but he's always there to react. So again, another brilliant shift from Hugo Lloris. So I slated Bergwijn's fitness in the pod with COYS.com. Today he put a shift in. I don't think the dynamic in the team that we played second half, or really in the first half, was going to be one of those where they could show their ball playing abilities. Like I said, Bergwijn didn't really have much of the ball going forward, nor did Lo Celso. But when Lo Celso did, he made the most of it. Bergwijn, I don't know, not so much, but you can't discredit his tracking back, because I think he did really well. When we shifted in, when Davies came on, which was about towards the end of the half, you can see that Bergwijn was tracking back a lot more, managing to double up with Serge Aurier, and it really worked a treat. So I think Bergwijn done really well today. 74th minute though, we finally see that Xhaka is booked. I mean, it's taken him 74 minutes. I don't know how he's got away with it scot-free, but there we go, he's finally booked. He makes a needless challenge, like Jamie Redknapp. There's not a lot of things I agree with Jamie Redknapp, what he says recently, but that's personally, I think that's because Harry Redknapp, his father, said that Tottenham are going to win the league, and I think week in, week out, we're slowly progressing to that ideal. Don't get me wrong, we're Spurs fans. We don't normally think like that, because something will probably hit us in the middle of the road. But regardless, I don't think Jamie's really liking Tottenham at the moment, because his dad's proven him wrong. But anyway, regardless, like Jamie said, Xhaka just makes needless fouls left, right, centre. He doesn't need to foul him there, and he does. On the 83rd minute though, we see why we need Toby Alderweireld in our back line. Aubameyang is pretty much 1v1 in the box, but Toby makes light work of it and manages to put an amazing block in, and there we go, sorted, easy. That's on the 83rd minute. We didn't have to wait too long till the final whistle blew, and what a result. I'm not going to get too away with the fairies right now, because like I said, each game we take it as it comes, but each game I'm feeling more and more confident. This could be the season. Maybe not for the Premier League, I don't know whether we'll sustain it for the long run, but definitely a cup, especially the way we're so well drilled at the moment. But yes, we've done it, another 3 points. We're sitting pretty at the top of the league for the 3rd week running. 3 is the magic number, ladies and gents. So yes, thanks again for watching. If you are new, please remember to hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world. And until next time, come on you Spurs. And North London is white.